This is going to be the first of a series on my trip to Jordan. So if the Middle East has been on your bucket list, you must stay tuned for this series. Tamiko here from Passports and Grub. I went on a press trip with the Black Travel Alliance in Visit Jordan. And the purpose of the press trip was to show people, including myself and my followers, what Jordan was really like, about the food, the people, and it was a phenomenal trip. Even when I was telling people that I was going to the Middle East, I was going to Jordan, first thing everybody was saying was, oh my God, is it safe? Should you be going over there? It was real life footage of what it is like to be Jordan and to dispel the myths around the Middle East. It is like painting a country with one broad stroke. So that is what this series is going to be about. I experienced so much. The people were so wonderful. Everything was amazing. So I'm going to talk about all of those things. So in series 1, we're going to talk about everything you need to know before you go to Jordan. And that includes the basics, the prep work, everything that goes into the trip to Jordan. So that is number 1. You all will see all of my footage from Petra, Wadi Rum, the Dead Sea, all of it. It was absolutely spectacular. So if Jordan is on your list, you really need to watch this video. So before you start anything, I'm breaking down what I wish someone had told me. Save me time, money, and a few moments of confusion when you're visiting a new destination, a new country that you've never explored before. So basics. Jordan is one of the easiest Middle Eastern countries to visit. Entry requirements are super simple. Most travelers just need a passport with at least 6 months left on your passport and a visa upon arrival. I got mine a few minutes in the airport. It wasn't a big to do. If you plan to move around the country, look into the Jordan Pass. It covers your visa and most major sites. Petra alone makes it worth. We'll talk about Petra in one of the other videos that I'm gonna, oh my God, Petra was right up there with bucket list. So Nashville, so I flew from Nashville to NYC, and then from New York, I flew to Amman, which was about 11 or 12 hours, maybe. I can't really remember. I think it was somewhere around 11 or 12 hours, and I flew Jordanian Air. The airline was okay. There wasn't any Wi-Fi. So if you're using, I think they're supposed to be getting Wi-Fi on the Jordanian Airlines now, but they didn't have Wi-Fi when I flew. So it was 11 hours of like twiddling your thumbs and not do, it was like, I couldn't even use my computer. There was no nothing. So I mostly slept the entire way. So that is something that you must know if you're going to Jordan. If you are flying Jordanian Airlines, the flight that I was on, now I think that has changed since, but the flight that I was on did not have Wi-Fi. But once we got to Jordan, it was very seamless getting through the airport. I will say the airport is really strict about checking your luggage. I mean, they go through everything. They pulled out everything out of my carry-on and inspected it. I mean, like literally every item, they inspected every single item I had in my luggage. And then once they took everything out, they put it over to the side and made me pack it all back up again. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. And also, drones are not allowed in Jordan, even though I do have some drone footage, but it was because a local took it. I do have some drone footage, and it was spectacular. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful, but I did not take it. So if you bring, it is strict. You cannot fly a drone in Jordan at all. You can't even bring it into the country. They are illegal. So make sure that you don't get in trouble with any electronics or any of that. Make sure that you know the laws before you head off to a country. That's no, whether it's Jordan or anywhere else, make sure that you know the laws. I didn't bring my drone with me. It was very clear that drones are prohibited. So now let's talk about timing. Jordan gets really hot. I went in November, and so I packed a lot of cool clothing. Not cool clothing, but warm clothing. So Jordan gets really hot. And I was looking at the temperature, and I went in November, so I thought I needed like sweaters and sweatshirts, all of this warm clothing that I thought I was gonna need. And yes, it was cool at night, but it was hot during the daytime, and I do mean hot. I was not prepared. Everything I brought was wrong, and wrong. So make sure that you understand what the temperatures mean when you are going to the Middle East. Our 60 degrees, where you thinking, oh, it's gonna be 50, 60 degrees, it's gonna be cold, I'm gonna need a jacket. Oh my God, it was so hot. So that is gonna make a huge difference in your comfortability. I know we the girlies, we wanna be cute. Jordan is not the place for some heels. Let me just say that. These are the same rocks that Moses, the same concrete, the same steps that Moses walked on. It is not time to be cute. You need some comfortable shoes. And so that will make your life so much better. If this is how I don't believe Moses did this for 40 years. Like, how I don't believe Moses did this for 40 years. It ain't no way possible. He walked out here in this sun for 40 years. No. Woo. Next up is safety. I know people love to share stories about the Middle East. Most of them have never been anywhere near the region before. I felt extremely comfortable the entire time, extremely safe. I was walking around at nighttime, wasn't worried whatsoever. I remember one night, Brick and we left to go, I think to find some food or something. And there were two gentlemen sitting outside on a restaurant on the sidewalk with their table and chairs, and they literally were like, please join us. The people were so nice, so extremely nice. So safety is not one of the things that you have to worry about. I was out walking, exploring, it felt fine. Trust your gut as you would with anywhere you go. Make sure that you're not doing anything you're not supposed to. Don't go out of the country, whether you're visiting Jordan, Mexico, or anywhere else, looking and getting into things you're not supposed to get into, then you want to cry wolf when something bad happens. If you ain't going in bad neighborhoods at home, don't go out the country going in bad neighborhoods. I mean, that's like common sense, but common sense isn't all too common. But the Jordan is very welcoming. People are just so nice, as I was saying. And even I was wondering, everybody was asking me, well, how did they treat black people? And I could say they loved me. And I don't even think, they even bothered them. They didn't even think about it. I felt safe. I felt welcome. Surprised me in a good way, because we've all heard the stories. And that's the one thing about travel is we sometimes get on the internet and we listen to people that have never been anywhere in their entire lives. And we miss out on destinations or experiencing new cultures because, those people, they don't like black people. Well, how do you know? Everybody has a different experience when they go places. I had a wonderful experience in Jordan, and I didn't feel unsafe. I didn't feel like they were looking at me differently because I was black. Now, that being said, let's transition from safety to clothing. Now, when you go to the Middle East, and I would say that Jordan is probably one of the less conservative. You still need to be respectful of the culture. You do not have to cover your head. You don't have to dress like you're walking in a religious service, but you do need to be respectful. You do need to be covered when you go to certain areas. Again, comfortable shoes, because some of those sites will humble you. Your feet will be like, girl, what were you really thinking? This is not the time to be being extra cute. Just saying that. Then we're gonna move on to money. Jordan is not a budget trip. If you on a budget, wait to save your coins and then go. But the food, the hotels, the tour, they are closer to what you will find in Western places. It's not gonna be anything that's super cheap, but it is definitely worth it. Plan ahead. Cash is helpful for taxis and for small stops. Cards, credit cards. I use my American Express everywhere I went. I didn't have a problem using my American Express. I had a tour guide, so I didn't have to worry about transportation, but it was easy. I saw plenty of people renting cars and making their way through Jordan by themselves, because some of the same stops that we were visiting, we were seeing the exact same people at the previous stops. So they were going the same route and they had rental cars. They were going their way. But a guided tour would probably be the best way to go. The roads are fine. The distances are long, but it was, I think I saw police maybe twice. I think we ran into 2 checkpoints, but the police were really, really nice. Other than those 2 checkpoints, I never really saw the police anywhere. Amman is super busy. It's like a major metropolitan city. It's a little chaotic. It's super busy. So be careful with that. Fun part, the big site. Petra, you need a full day for Petra. Wadi Rum, you need about 2 nights in Wadi Rum. The Dead Sea, you'll need a few hours at the Dead Sea. I can't wait to talk to y'all about the Dead Sea. That is amazing. We went to where Jesus was baptized, the Jordan River. You know, it was interesting. Our guide was amazing and he explained everything. I will probably say, since I'm 54, I would probably say I stopped being religious, quote, somewhere in my 40s. I am spiritual but not religious in that sense. And my mom is. And so it was good to see those historical sites and put some kind of a place in being able to actually see it. Jordan is not a country that you rush through. It is so much history there. You're gonna need time to really take it all in. So you're gonna see my footage throughout this entire series with me talking about where we were, what we did. There's not gonna be any fear mongering. This is not what this is. I'm not gonna be saying, oh my God, don't go here, because that's not what this is. I am not one that talks about and try to make people fearful, especially of Black and brown countries. That is not what you're going to get here at Passports and Grub. Nope. So with that being said, this is my first introduction to my trip to Jordan. I was in Jordan for, I think, 10 days, maybe 12, I think 10. I was in Jordan for 10 days and we started out in Amman. So series 2, we'll talk about Amman and all of the stops that I had there, where I stayed, what I did. It's gonna be amazing. So subscribe now. If Jordan is on your bucket list, I need for you to subscribe. I need you to share it. I need you to talk to everybody about it. So I am super excited to bring this series because it meant so much to me. It is literally probably before my visit to Jordan, I always said that South Africa was my favorite place I've ever visited. Johannesburg, to be exact. Johannesburg was blackety black. It was so amazing. So many wealthy, rich Black people. I was like, oh my God, I found my people. But when I went to Jordan, I'm still not sure if Jordan or Johannesburg is top of my list. But let me tell you, Jordan it will be a great place for couples. Mwah! Oh my gosh. I didn't go with my husband, but I definitely want to go back. So this wraps up my first video on visiting Jordan, what all I did. Stay tuned. I am thinking this is gonna be about a 5-part series, but I need for you all to subscribe and stay tuned. I'm gonna take you on my trip to Jordan. So see you all next time. Bye-bye.